Yeah, what'd you do for the weekend, James? You had to be on cloud nine all weekend, right?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, listen, with Canada doing what they're doing and the Euros at the same time, I mean, man, they call it the summer of soccer and it's delivered. I didn't think it would be going this deep into the summer, to be quite honest with you. But listen, this is a good team playing good football, and give full credit to Jesse Marsh and the boys because, listen, even the most one-eye blinkered fan out there, I don't think had them in the semifinals of Copa America.
So where did you have them coming in?
I had them crashing out on the group phase, Darren. To be honest with you, now I thought they'd do all right. I thought they'd get a point. I thought there was a possibility they might get through, given that the group combatants outside Argentina, Peru, and Chile weren't, at the heights of their powers. But then a quarterfinal against a Venezuela, a good young team, battle hardened in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying, wouldn't get through there, no chance. So yeah, I had them crashing out in the first round. I'm happy to say that. That's why I'm not a huge gambler.
So who has we all talk about Alfonso Davies being the elite of the elite on this team, but who has jumped up at you and said, "Wow, I didn't realize he was this good," and has been such an impactful player on this squad in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of players. I mean, listen, they've all played very well in fairness. I think the name that's making the rounds at the moment is the young winger, Jacob Schaffelberg, who didn't start the tournament in the starting 11. In fact, when Jesse Marsh came out with his first squad before the Dutch game in the friendly in June, he wasn't even in the squad. He mentioned it saying, listen, at some point we'll bring Jacob in for sure. Now's not quite the time. He got in the squad eventually. And he's been one of the best players, full stop, at Copa at this point. He's shown this youthful exuberance, courage, tenacity, just very athletic, full of pace, doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment, and he's just being fun to watch. So now he's forced himself into that starting 11. You can't imagine him getting out of it anytime soon. And he's probably been the one that stands out. Max Crepeau in goal has been one of the top goalkeepers of the tournament, Canada's best player in my mind. Without Crepeau, they're not in the semifinals. As simple as that. Big saves. He's got quite a great story behind him. For the broken leg 2 years ago in a cup final, came back and has really staked his claim as Canada's for sure number one at this point. So that's two players, John. But I tell you that there's not been a weak link so far in this tournament.
My favorite line goes to you that I heard on television yesterday was the maritime Messi. That's the one that jumps out to me.
Exactly. They're loving him, right? There aren't too many footballers from that part of the world. And actually, Sidney Crosby was in the room post-match. Obviously, very proud of that connection there. So it made quite the newsreels, shall we say. But yeah, I love it. Footballers, we love our nicknames, right? And if someone's good and there's an alliteration with a famous player, we'll throw them together. So Maritimes, Messi, it kind of works. So why not? Let's go with that.
Well, the guy I've really enjoyed watching in this tournament and really got my first introduction to him, it was at the World Cup in Qatar, is Alistair Johnson. Boy, oh boy, has he become. And I didn't, defender. I mean, he's back there, he's doing his thing, but I didn't realize he was this fast. He's
very quick. He is. He's very fast. He's technically very good as well. Good passer of the ball. But number one, he's an absolute prick to play against. People hate playing against him. That he's got that real, I don't know, that Canadian tenacity. He loves the physical side of the game. Listen, he went from Canadian Premier League. He went to MLS with Montreal, and then he went to Glasgow Celtic, right, in Scotland. One of the biggest clubs, okay, not the most successful in recent times, but biggest clubs in world football. Frequently plays in what's called the Old Firm Derby. That's Rangers, Celtic, one of the most intimidating sporting spheres in world sport. Simple as that. And he loves it. He just oozes that. And I think you're seeing that kind of mentality coming through this team through him. He's not intimidated by anyone, any game, any crowd. And that's so important. He's just fun to watch.